On a bleak November evening in 1971, a man calling himself Dan Cooper boarded a Boeing 727 at Portland International Airport. He was unremarkable, a man in a business suit, blending seamlessly with the other passengers. But Cooper harbored a secret, a plan that would captivate the nation and confound investigators for decades. This is the story of D.B. Cooper, the man who hijacked a plane, extorted a ransom, and then vanished into thin air, leaving behind a trail of questions and an enduring mystery. November 24th, 1971, began like any other day. At Portland International Airport, passengers boarded Northwest Orient Flight 305, a routine hop to Seattle. Among them was D.B. Cooper, a quiet man who settled into seat 18C. He ordered a bourbon and soda, seemingly an ordinary passenger. But as the plane took off, an unsettling drama began to unfold. Cooper passed a note to the stewardess, Florence Schaffner. It read simply, "I have a bomb." Schaffner, initially skeptical, glanced at the briefcase Cooper had placed on his lap. Inside, she saw wires and red sticks, confirming his terrifying claim. The note also contained Cooper's demands, $200,000 in cash and 4 parachutes. Fear gripped the passengers and crew. The pilot, William Scott, contacted air traffic control, relaying Cooper's demands. Authorities on the ground scrambled into action, their priority the safety of everyone on board. Cooper, calm and collected, remained in control, dictating his terms. His plan was unfolding with chilling precision. News of the hijacking spread like wildfire. At Seattle-Tacoma International Airport, FBI agents and police assembled, a tense standoff developing. Cooper, true to his word, allowed the 36 passengers and some crew members to disembark in exchange for the money and parachutes. He kept the pilot, co-pilot, and 1 flight attendant on board. With the ransom secured and the plane refueled, Cooper instructed the crew to fly southeast towards Mexico City. He specified a low altitude and slow speed, adding another layer of complexity to the already precarious situation. Tension inside the cockpit was palpable. The crew, following Cooper's instructions, hoped for a peaceful resolution, but the outcome remained uncertain. As the plane droned through the night sky, FBI agents and aviation experts grappled with the unprecedented situation. Never before had a hijacker attempted such a daring escape. Cooper, it seemed, had meticulously planned every detail, leaving no room for error. The authorities, for their part, were determined to bring him to justice, but they were always one step behind. Around 8 p.m., somewhere over the dense forests of southwest Washington state, the unthinkable happened. Cooper, with the money strapped to his body and a parachute on his back, lowered the rear stairs of the Boeing 727. He stepped out into the night, disappearing into the darkness below. It was a daring escape, one that defied logic and left investigators baffled. The plane, now lighter by 1 passenger and $200,000, continued its course, eventually landing safely in Reno, Nevada. The crew, shaken but unharmed, provided crucial details about Cooper's appearance and demeanor. But the man himself had vanished, leaving behind a mystery that would captivate the world for decades to come. Immediately, a massive search effort commenced. Hundreds of FBI agents, local law enforcement officers and volunteers combed the vast wilderness, hoping for any sign of Cooper or his parachute. They faced a daunting task, searching a rugged and unforgiving landscape. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months, but the search yielded no conclusive answers. Section 5. Chasing Ghosts. The FBI launched one of the most extensive investigations in its history, codenamed Jack. Agents pursued thousands of leads, interviewing countless individuals and chasing down every tip, no matter how far-fetched. They analyzed the ransom money, hoping to trace it back to Cooper, and examined the few pieces of evidence he left behind, including his black tie and cigarette butts. Despite their best efforts, the investigation hit one dead end after another. The case grew cold, the trail going quiet. The lack of concrete evidence only deepened the mystery, fueling speculation and giving rise to a plethora of theories about Cooper's true identity and ultimate fate. Section 6. The Money Trail. In 1980, a significant break in the case emerged, though it only deepened the mystery. A young boy named Brian Ingram, playing on the banks of the Columbia River, stumbled upon a weathered bundle of cash. The bills, totaling $5,800, were confirmed to be part of the ransom money paid to Cooper. The discovery of the money reignited public interest in the case and provided investigators with a tangible piece of the puzzle. It suggested that Cooper may have landed near the Columbia River, but it also raised more questions than it answered. How did the money end up there? Was it a sign that Cooper had perished, or had he stashed it away as part of a carefully orchestrated plan? Section 7. The Copycat and Other Suspects. Over the years, the FBI has investigated over 1,000 individuals suspected of being D.B. Cooper. Some were dismissed as hoaxes or publicity seekers, while others presented compelling, albeit circumstantial, evidence. One of the most intriguing suspects was Richard McCoy, a Vietnam War veteran with parachute training. McCoy, just months after the Cooper hijacking, pulled off a strikingly similar heist on a United Airlines flight. He too demanded a ransom and parachuted from the plane with the money. McCoy was eventually apprehended and imprisoned, but he always denied being Cooper. Despite the similarities, no concrete evidence linked McCoy to the original hijacking. Other suspects emerged, each with their own intriguing backstories and potential motives. There was the skydiving enthusiast with a criminal past, the disgruntled airline employee seeking revenge, and even a transgender woman claiming to have been Cooper in disguise. Yet despite the many leads and theories, none have definitively solved the mystery of D.B. Cooper's true identity. Section 8. Cooper alive? The question of whether D.B. Cooper survived his daring escape has been the subject of intense debate for decades. Some believe that Cooper, with his knowledge of parachutes and the terrain, successfully landed and disappeared into hiding with his ill-gotten gains. Others argue that the odds were stacked against him, citing the treacherous conditions, the darkness, and the lack of any confirmed sightings after the jump. The discovery of the ransom money on the banks of the Columbia River added fuel to both sides of the argument. Some saw it as evidence that Cooper had perished, his body and the rest of the money swept away by the river. Others believed it was a deliberate act, a red herring to throw investigators off his trail. Section 9. The Enduring Enigma. Despite the passage of time and countless hours of investigation, the case of D.B. Cooper remains one of the most enduring mysteries in modern history. The lack of a definitive answer has only served to amplify public fascination, turning Cooper into a folk hero for some and a cautionary tale for others. The story of D.B. Cooper transcends the boundaries of a simple crime. It's a tale that speaks to our fascination with the unknown, the allure of the perfect crime, and the enduring power of mystery. It's a story that continues to capture the imagination, prompting us to ask, who was D.B. Cooper? Did he survive? And will we ever truly know the answer to this enigmatic case? Section 10. Cooper's Shadow. The legacy of D.B. Cooper extends far beyond the realm of true crime. His audacious act exposed vulnerabilities in aviation security, leading to significant changes in airport protocols and passenger screening procedures. The hijacking forced the aviation industry to confront its vulnerabilities, ultimately making air travel safer for everyone. But Cooper's impact goes beyond tangible security measures. His story has become a cultural touchstone, inspiring countless books, films, documentaries, and even a dedicated following of amateur sleuths determined to crack the case. The mystery of D.B. Cooper serves as a reminder that some questions may never have definitive answers, and that some stories are destined to remain shrouded in enigma.